So I wanted to address this video that's been going around. It's a woman arguing that she believes that general education families have less rights than families in special education. We don't have more. Special education families have different rights because they have different needs. General education families that I know typically get up in the morning, drop their kids off at school, and then give it very little, if any, thought until they pick their kids back up. Where special education families often are packing an arsenal of things for their day to get ready. Mobility devices, communication devices, personal care supplies, G-tube, feeding supplies, fidgets, any number of things. And then they dread that phone call coming that almost always does from the school that there's a problem or a need or asking them to pick them up. And then they are usually scheduling therapies, doctor's appointments, picking up specialty items, or even scheduling surgeries and clinical trials. So it's not that we have more rights, we have different rights because special education families have to actually hire an advocate like myself or an attorney and file just to get basic. They're not asking for keys to the backstage or a puppy or unicorn. The rights that general education families access and have just by walking through the door, special education families have to ask for and get permission to have. And often it is still a no. So when you have a child in a classroom with big behaviors, most of the time there's a family behind that has been asking for assistance and asking for supports that has been hearing no. That child is being denied services, they're being denied assistance, which means also that teacher in that classroom is being denied. So instead of thinking that we have privileges, you're right, we do have privileges, but you don't want our privileges. I have clients that pick up their children at the end of the day that are sitting in soiled undergarments all day long, picking up AAC devices that have not been turned on, powered, or used all day long so the child can't communicate. I have children that are coming home crying because their basic supports and needs were not met, so they couldn't do their project or they were denied recess. I have families coming home because their children were locked in rooms for hours without water. So nobody else wants the privileges special education families have.